Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Michael Avireti, and today's movie, actually this week's movie review, it's a special. I would say it's special because it's a Quentin Tarantino movie review week. Just a few of them, of course. Before I get started, remember to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and comment below what you think about today's movie. Let's jump right into it. Alright, today's movie, a western. Now you could ask yourself which one. Quentin Tarantino did, we could say officially 2 western. Unofficially, if we count Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which has some western scenes, 3. So the movie I'm going to review today, it's Django Unchained. It's again written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. 2012 movie, starring in the main role Jamie Foxx as Django himself, Leonardo DiCaprio, Calvin Candy, Christopher Waltz, Dr. King Schulz, and Kerry Washington as Brunhilde, the wife of Django. These are the main character that we see and what's the story about. I must say I love the first just 2-3 minutes of the movie, where you see the landscape, the opening scenes of the landscapes, and the title, name of the actors, and the studio, and just everything, the introduction of the movie. It's beautifully, and Quentin Tarantino does this a lot, these beautiful wide shots or extreme wide shots of landscape just to set the mood, but these are really particular. I don't know exactly, they must be somewhere in the west. I guess it's Colorado or Arizona, I don't know, somewhere there, but it's really beautiful. And you see, of course, the scene, it is beautiful to see, but it's not what's the significance of the scene. It's not beautiful because we see the slaves in chain that are led by these 2 guys who are slavers, and we later get to see that it is probably around winter because it's cold. You see the breath, and the guy on the horses are just their clothes are really good, but the slaves are actually really with I don't know, a cloth or something, and you clearly can see they're freezing. And like in many Quentin Tarantino films, just the action starts right just within the first 10 minutes. And you see these slaves that encounter Dr. King Schulz, who's arriving on the other side. It's night, and he wants to purchase one of this slave. And that's actually where, at the end of this scene, at around mark 12 minutes, when something happens meaningful for Dr. King Schulz, but more meaningful for Django because he gets freed. So he gets along slowly with Dr. King Schulz, discovers he's a bounty hunter, gets to know what a bounty hunter is, and finally at the point that they agree to do kind of collaboration. So Django he's a free man now, but he will collaborate together with Dr. King Schulz as a bounty hunter, and he will receive some money for this. And he says, look, at the beginning he says, look, at the end of winter you will have some money, you will have a horse, and you will be free. Just a few scenes after, King Schulz discovers that Django has a wife who's also a slave and must be somewhere on a plantation, he doesn't know where. And he also discovers, and that's what I would say really the sparkling what what's the flame, sparking flame, who makes King Schulz decide to help Django free his wife is because she's speaking German. Her name is Brunhilde, so it's a German name, plus she's speaking German. And since he's going along with Django, they are actually not only in business, but they're actually buddies. Her wife, his wife is somewhere stranded in a plantation. She speaks German. This makes him want to help him. And so Act 2 is basically following along these two characters. By the way, the theme of the movie, it's about love. Not only love that he wants to free his wife, but love, not romance, but these two heroes that are actually opposed hero, but go along together, Django and King Schulz, who form this one hero entity, this team. And so Act 2 is basically we follow along this team, these two guys who are bounty hunters, and what they do, where they go. One thing that I want to mention is how Quentin Tarantino, in general, he does this in all the movies, mixing in some humor, some fun, even outrageous fun or stuff. But it always has, it has place in the movie. It's not so out of the world. One thing that really made me laugh is on this small, let's call it's not stagecoach, but this wagon stagecoach that King Schulz is driving around. On top, there is this teeth that's moving around, and it's we discovered then that he hides actually normally his money, but it's really funny. As well, how Django dresses, this stylish, over-stylized blue, very stylish gentleman-looking dress with this white, I don't know how it is called. It's like a tie back in the days that he used, but it's really. I like how he's dressed. He's really stylish, but it's like you can't not notice how he wears. No one is dressing so like Django, but it adds to the character. It also adds because he's a free slave. He's riding a horse, and it is funny. It has humor, but it adds to the character to really identify the character and setting him into the right light, if we can say so. And what we do, we follow these two guys on their journey. They go to plantation to plantation. First we see that they hunt down the Speck brothers on a plantation, and they just travel around as bounty hunters, and we follow them until almost the end of the first part of Act 2, before the midpoint, where they encounter the bad guy, Calvin Candy, played by Leonardo DiCaprio. And so they are in Greenville. They meet there. There's a Mandingo fight going on. Django plays a part as a Mandingo fight expert. King Schulz as a wealthy European traveler who wants to get into the Mandingo fight, and they get to know each other. And the midpoint is basically the place when they are traveling from Greenville to Calvin Candy's plantation, which is this big, gorgeous white house. That's the midpoint when they travel, and they get to experience the character of Calvin Candy, how he really is and how he can be. And they encounter Samuel L. Jackson's character, which I must say it's probably one of the... I mean, Samuel L. Jackson is a great actor, and in all Quentin Tarantino movies he delivers an exceptional performance, but this one, he's so mean, he's so bad. I mean, he's good, but his character is so bad as a person that it's awesome. We get to know him. There's a place then where there's some quiet moment between the midpoint and where the stakes are really raised. When Brunhilde gets introduced to King Schulz, Django get to know her again. I mean, Django and Brunhilde are a couple, they see each other, and there's then the place at the dinner where they speak in business and everything else. At a certain point, it just it comes out by the character of Samuel L. Jackson that probably Brunhilde and Django, they know each other. This happens because the sister of Calvin Candy makes a comment that she's probably more into Django than she is into King Schulz, and that's where it starts. And everything, the moment gets worse and worse until the point everything is lost. Well, Calvin Candy makes it really clear that he knows what's their intention, and really threatens them to kill them if King Schulz doesn't pay the sum right there that he'd said, which is $12,000 to get away with Brunhilde. At the end, it's only her who he's interested. The Mandingo fight and wanted to buy a guy for Mandingo, a guy who fights as a Mandingo in Mandingo fight was just a pretext to actually get to Brunhilde. Calvin Candy discovered this, and yeah, that's then Act 3 where really everything is lost. King Schulz at the end gets killed, unfortunately because he's really a likable character. He's really an authentic character. He has charisma, he's charming, and so I guess for the audience it's kind of sad. He's like a light into this very dark and horrible moment in the story, but actually in story that happened for real, we know this. And so it's really sad that he has to leave the scene. And then of course Act 3 is where the action gets really, the stakes really hot. Django gets captured. They decide to send him to another plantation, where it's a really bad plantation for who is there. He manages to free himself and gets back to Candyland, to the plantation, kills everybody, free his wife, and it's a happy ending for the couple. I must say, really brilliant. I love the movie because it's a Western. I love the character of King Schulz. I love the character of Calvin Candy, who are really opposed. I mean, the two characters are really opposite. The character of Django, who has this mission to free his wife, and it's just beautiful. The landscapes, the places where the movie takes place. One thing that I want to mention, and it's really powerful, that's the place before they meet Calvin Candy in Greenville. We see when Django and King Schulz get to Mississippi, and there's this scene from above where we see the slaves walking in the dirt, and then this is the written Mississippi that comes along on the screen. These scenes who lasts for I don't know, some second, it's not really long, but this scene together with the music, it's so dramatic, it's so really horrific. Nothing horrific happens, but just the reality, to see what's the reality for these people. It is really a dramatic moment. It's really setting up for what's coming for the next let's say 3/3 of the movie. Yeah, I love the movie. I like to watch it over and over. It's just brilliant. Let me know below in the comments what's your opinion of the movie. Do you like the movie? Let me know. Like the video, subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching my review, and I see you in the next one. Bye.